Hello everyone and welcome to Short Circuits. We are going to take a look at how to record from DOS using a wonderful little program I found called VGA240.exe made by Jonathan Campbell. And as you can see here, there's some video I've recorded. There will be more video at the end of this, more examples. And there are issues. There can be errors with the system. The only downside is while recording these, I got almost no errors. The only example of errors I could find were lemmings. It displays an issue with games that rely on refresh rate to run rather than clock timing. So because the VGA240 changes your refresh rate in order to get things to run, unfortunately, Lemmings does have that issue when played in certain modes. However, you can get it, as well as I'm sure other games, to work. This is, of course, a software way to record from DOS rather than a hardware way to record from DOS, because hardware does cost rather a large amount of money, and as time goes on, there are less and less options for recording from DOS and with hardware. So software seems to be where it's starting to become easier, better, whatever you want to say. So I just want to show you guys where you can get these files and what a standard configuration is, and then show you some examples. Very simple, not a lot here, but I want to go ahead and give you guys that information because it took me a long time to find it, and when I did I was very elated, so I'd like to go ahead and give that as an example to other people as well. So let's go ahead and get in there. So in order to get the files that you're going to need, you just need to go to GitHub, and this is the address up here. It's going to be the latest release as of this video, and it's going to be this file right here at 7.69 megs. Now the file itself is rather large, and there's a lot in it, so if we drop into it, I just went and navigated to the folder you're going to need. So once you open it, you want to drop into doslib hw VGA, and I went with DOS 86S. There are multiple versions. This is the one that I went with. The file you're going to want to need is down here, VGA240.exe. If for any reason this one doesn't work for you, you can always go up a level, and there's multiple copies. I wouldn't suggest going too far up. They seem to get bigger and newer as the number changes, but you have T and M are probably your other best ones. But you have multiples to choose from, because even if you go to M and others, you still have VGA's 240, which is what you're looking for. And here's a copy of my AutoExec and config sys. Forgive the quality, they were screenshots taken from videos taken from my DOS machine, so they have kind of dragged down a little bit. But what you're going to want is the VGA240. Now he suggests not to load high, however I have done it, and it is a stable release when you do that. These are the options I have chosen. You're welcome to use the same thing. Install is required, but /8 is not. /8 is something I decided to do, and it's described when you open it up. It'll give you instructions with everything that you're going to need. Some optional ones as well are CT mouse, that's Qt mouse, made for free DOS. You're welcome to use that rather than the standard DOS mouse driver. It is a little bit better on memory, of course. With a config sys, it's very similar here. One of the ones I absolutely advise that you get is DOSMax. DOSMax is a program designed to push as much information or as much drivers and sys files and things like that up into high memory rather than holding it in standard memory, so you release a little bit more regular memory for your games or whatever it is you might be doing. On top of that, I did use a slightly different CD driver. This is Vita or vide-cdd.sys. I'm still using the MSC loader from DOS. There are some that are better, but this one works for me. And with all of that put together, a full memory scan after everything's been loaded is 619 kilobytes free, which is much more than you would normally get on a regular DOS install. So that's a lot more helpful for some high-end games that require higher amounts of memory. And that includes all of that, the mouse driver, the CD-ROM driver, as well as the Sound Blaster driver, which is installed normally for my system. Yours may vary if you have a different sound card or no sound card at all, if that's what you're going for. But 619K is about average. I can get a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, depending on what I load, but it doesn't usually drop too low into the 500s unless I'm loading like a USB driver or something else for temporary usage. So that's all I wanted to show you guys today with regards to recording from DOS. Again, not a very large video, but go ahead and enjoy some of these examples I was able to put together for you, and I hope to see you next video.
Kyrandia is disappearing. Rock by rock, tree by tree, Kyrandia ceases to exist. The royal mystics are baffled. Every reference has been consulted. Even Marco and his new valet had been allowed into the conference.
Get some. You wanna dance?
New Atlanta, Sector 11, Building 71G. 7 April 2072. 11:13 p.m. Hacker begins unauthorized entry into the Tri-Optimum corporate network. 1:26 a.m. Hacker attempts to access protected files concerning Space Station Citadel.